Hello, and welcome to my tutorial on Gale In-context Middle School's accessibility features. Today we will be going over results filters and the accessibility features that you will find when you are using this database. To begin, we'll use the Browse Topics feature. As you can see here, you have a healthy list of topics from which to choose from. This will be helpful to any child that doesn't have a good grasp of keywords, but may be drawing from a pre-generated list provided by the teacher. Going back, let's do a simple search for ancient Greece, which is a topic covered in the Mass Curriculum Frameworks for History and Social Science specific to the 7th grade. Click on the first result. Let's take a look at this overview. But first, below you can see all of the materials and resources offered. We have reference materials, biographies, magazines, images, news articles, videos, primary sources, audio materials, as well as creative works. And all of those same materials are represented here. We'll begin by going into the general overview, which is where most middle schoolers are going to start. This page is indicative of what most students will see in any search that they generate. There are many accessibility tools featured on this simple page as well as on the general search pages. Let's begin by looking at some of the features that might be of use to English language learners. So you can see here in the top we have an option to translate the interface of this page to any of these major languages. For instance, let's choose Spanish, Español, and you can see all the tools here, as well as some of the headings here, have been changed over to Spanish. You can always change back. As well, English language learners will be benefited by this translate tool, which will translate the article itself into Spanish, making it easier for English language learners to follow along. For visually impaired learners, or less proficient readers that are in need of more generous white space and larger font sizes, we have this tool right here, which allows us to decrease and increase the font size. Doing this, as well as the translate function, will carry through on different links. Should you choose to move on, these settings will stay the same. For users with audio impairments, Gale offers a listen feature. It will read aloud the text to you. This is beneficial to less proficient readers who need audio features in order to further their understanding.
Few civilizations in history ever had as great an impact on human society as ancient Greece.
As you can see, as it is read out loud, it highlights
in the development of the modern world
the sentence and the specific word being read out loud.
The ancient Greeks.
This will be of
some of these include philosophy,
special help
the study
to
of the
those
nature of
who
knowledge,
need
reality,
help in facilitating decoding, reading fluency, and comprehension. Now, for those with reading and cognitive disabilities or advanced abilities, be those students at below or above grade level, we have the ability to change the Lexile measure and sometimes the content level. For every article, you will see a rating of 1 to 5 dots or stars, which makes up its content level. In the range of 1 to 5, it goes 1, least complex, to 5, most complex. At the at the 5-star level, it's typically collegiate level academic research and articles. Right here at the grade 3 level would be appropriate to higher middle grade levels, let's say grade 7 and grade 8. This is a useful measure when you, the teacher, are picking out articles for student consumption. It would be beneficial using universal design principles to pick out articles that offer a variety of content levels for a wide range and spectrum of users. One fantastic tool that is not always available in every single article is the ability to change the Lexile measure. As you can see here, we have a drop-down menu. Currently, it's at a 1060 Lexile level, which, according to the Common Core state standards, is roughly the 6th to 8th grade band, which runs from 925L to 1185L. So this would be firmly a 7th or 8th grade text. We can drop it down to an 870 Lexile level, which is going to change the word frequency and sentence length to something that is easier to consume for those readers in need of more supports, or in other words, less proficient readers. At the 870 Lexile level, it's firmly in the 4th to 5th grade bands. This feature allows you to differentiate the same set of information, the same article, in the same database for a range of users. Moving on, for students in need of organizational supports, we have access to highlights and notes. Simply by selecting certain text, entire paragraphs or sentences, or even words, single words, we are able to select highlight in a color of our choosing, and add notes. We can then save these and then find them in the upper right-hand corner underneath the Highlights and Notes tab. These will show the highlighted text as well as the notes. All of these are saved with the document so long as we save it to our Google account, a cloud, email it to ourselves, or download it. This is an important aspect of this because if you were to start a new session without saving it to one of these options, you will lose your highlights and notes. By assigning students any one of these articles, be it an overview, a primary source, or a magazine article, and allowing them to create their own highlights and notes, you engage students in organizing and outlining the information, allowing them to select the color, create their own notes, and decide what is important for themselves. By saving it, students will have a document that they can return to with their notes attached, allowing them greater ease of access and organization to create any particular project or assignment that might stem from this.